Good morning, welcome back to the Weekend Gardener. It's the 31st of December. Just popped down to the allotment today. It's currently about 1 degree outside, so it's not a day for hanging around. So what I want to get done is I've got a thornless blackberry bush on the plot that I'm giving up. I've spoke to the people that are having the plot off me and they've said that I can take it, so I'm going to get that moved today onto this plot. I built a little arch for it to grow around, so I'm going to get that done today. And also I was watching one of Pete's videos, that's Pete the Cornish gardener, and he showed a method that he's using to grow some onions for seed. And so that's something that I was interested in giving a go, so I'm going to copy the steps that he's done, and hopefully come summertime I shall have some onion seeds for next year. So I'll just show you what I've done for that, and then we'll go outside and sort out the blackberry bush. As you may have seen in the last video, I just popped an onion in that had started to sprout, but what I didn't realise was you were supposed to take away all the rotting outer skins, so I've stripped it back down to basically the bare stem. I believe they call it the candle, and I've just popped it on top of the soil, and I've got a little cover that I'm going to pop over the top of it just to keep the worst of the frost off it. It should be okay, but I don't want to take any chances, so hopefully that should continue to grow and I'll get some lovely seeds for next year. And this is the Ailsa that I grew for the Giant Onion Challenge. So I'm just going to pop the cover back on, then we'll head off to the second plot and get the blackberry bush sorted. This is a thornless blackberry bush that I'm going to be taking with me. I've chose this one because it's slightly bigger of the two and it's got more stems. I got a lot of fruit off it last year and I expect to get the same next year. So I'm just going to dig it up. With a bit of luck it won't give me too much trouble, and I'm going to make sure that I really clean the roots off well, because there's mare's tail on this plot and there's none on the other plot, and I don't want to be responsible for spreading it. So once it's up, I'll give the roots a good wash in the water barrel and dig the hole, and then we can get it up and planted into the new plot. Came up a lot easier than I thought it was going to, which is nice. As you can see, it's starting to throw out a few sprouts already. So I'm just going to dip it into the water barrel now, get as much soil as I can off, make sure there's no mare's tail or bindweed to transmit. I'm going to trim down the stems that are already there, leave them probably 6 inches long, and I'm going to get a hole dug and get that planted in. So it's turned out to be quite an easy job. Oh, that's a planting hole dug. I'll give the roots a good rinse off. That should sit. Nicely in there. I can tie it in. In fact, I might make the hole a little bit wider to let the roots spread out a little bit. And then we'll get that in. That's the main body of the plant dropped into the hole, firmed in. I'm just going to water it in a minute. So I've started to trail it across the top there. And this is one of the stems that I cut off. So I've sunk it about 10 inches into the soil, and hopefully it'll root and take off, so we'll be growing from both sides of the arch. It's quite a tall arch, it should look quite nice, and if I get a lot of blackberries again like I did last year, I'll be happy. So that's all I'm going to get done today. I'm just going to pop off home and have some lunch now. Hello, welcome back. It's the 3rd of Feb today. We had a little bit of snow overnight, only a very, very light dusting, but it's still bitterly cold. I think it's about 1 or 2 degrees at the moment, so I'm huddled in the shed to try and keep warm. And what I've been thinking over the last couple of days is I want to redesign a section of the allotment. I want all the beds in the one section to be the same size, and that way I can make some permanent covers. Cover some with bird netting and some with enviromesh, so I can move the crops around, and I've got the covers that I can just move from one bed to the other as required. And then this is the size of the beds that I'm going to be using. These two are stopping where they are, and these are 82 by 42. And this is a type of cover I'm thinking of. I want to use enviromesh for the brassicas because we had a lot of problems with a whitefly, like many people did this year. and then with the EnviroMesh it should stop them getting in. And I've got some of the blue pipe here, so what I'll do is build a wooden base, fix those permanently, then cover them over with the EnviroMesh or the bird netting. So these two, as I say, are going to stay the same. And then the green posts that you can see all the way down, these are 42 inches apart. And then the pathway is roughly 70 centimetres up the middle. And that's a combination of centimetres and inches, but that's how I work. So I'll be able to get 8 beds along here. They'll be slightly smaller, but they'll all be the same size, which is what I'm after. So we'll have to take these beds apart, rake up all the wood chip, and get as much wood together as I can manage to find. I've got some up on the other plot that I'm giving up, so in a little while I'm going to pop up there and bring all the wood back, and it's just a case of getting everything cut to size and fitted in. I should be able to get it done before springs, and I've also got 2 beds there anyway that I can start planting things into if needs be. But it's just a nice little winter project. Welcome back. It's a cold, wet Sunday morning, so it's a perfect time to do some indoor jobs. So what I'm going to do today in the poly tunnel is I'm going to saw down all the wood into the parts that I need to make the raised beds. So I need 16 lengths of 2 meters and 16 lengths of 1 meter. I brought my workbench down with me, so I'm going to dig a saw out of the shed and get that all sawed down. I won't be able to film it because there's not enough room. I've got to tidy the polytunnel out first so I can move around and get the wood cut. It took a little bit of time, but I managed to get the wood sawn. I've got all the wood cut apart from 2 lengths that are still in the ground, so I'm going to get them out over the next week or 2, but I'm not doing it now because it's raining. So there's all the longer lengths, and these are all the shorter pieces. Just going to leave them in here to dry out for a week or 2. That's all the allotment work finished for this week, so I'm just going to pop home now and we'll have a look in the shed at how the onions are getting on. I've had pretty good germination on some, others have not germinated at all, so I may have to re-sow some of them. So we'll just pop back now and have a bit of a look. So back at home now, as you can see, Bedfordshire Champion have come up really well. I've got at least 1 in every cell, 2 in most of them. Red Brunswick, absolutely nothing. Utah Jumbo, just got 2. Red Burgundy 2, just got 3 Zabroon shallots, and absolutely nothing in the Ailsa Craig. So I'm just going to give them another week or 2, and if I need to I'll re-sow the Ailsa Craig. I've got no more Zabroon shallot seeds left, and very few Red Burgundy. So it's not going brilliantly, but I'm quite happy with the Bedfordshire Champion. So that's all I've got time for this week. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again next week.